anything's the focus when you put your mind to it, bro. You just gotta like narrow in on it. It's not that hard to focus. No, actually, it's
It's
very hard to focus. You know, this one time.
it's not hard. It's not hard. I mean, in this scenario, you just focus on what's in your heart, what's currently pissing you off. For example, me, I hate that I get lumped in with these Gen Zers because I look young. There's this weird thing that's been happening lately that since I've lost a couple pounds, I've thinned out and my face thinned out a little bit, so everyone thinks that I'm younger than I really am. I'm getting carded everywhere. I'm getting asked if I work at Safeway. Like,
Nuh-uh.
and then people are like, whoa, 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 what's wrong with working at Safeway? It's nothing wrong with that. It's the fact that at my Safeway, there are two types of people who work there. There are the elderly, like 60 plus, who just check your bags, make sure you didn't steal anything. And then you have like kids who come in after high school. They just, stocking shelves. They just have a typical day to day job. And I was just going in there to get some cake because I was already upset that I was I was upset because I was getting skinny and people called me young. So I was like, I'm going to eat cake to get fat again, so that I don't get called young again. And then this older lady was like, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me where this is? You work here, right?" Dead giveaway. I hated her, and I stereotype old women because they can't see anything. Anyway, welcome to the Unsolicited Counseling Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Martin.
I'm
Go,
Catherine.
Captain. And I'm Jermaine. I was like, who's gonna go first? Who's gonna go first? Arms race.
It is an arms race, and we're back at you with another episode. It's been a good week for me, and I guess I'll step in and start talking about it. Aside from being called young, and aside from my team getting destroyed and dismantled, I got to watch that live. We need to get rid of Ron Rivera. Anyway,
Dang, really?
get rid of him. Get rid of the whole team. Get rid of the mascot. Get rid of the kicker. Get rid of everything. Get rid of the defense. Just start over. Just burn it from the ground and start over. Just blow it up. But all in all, this it's been a good week outside of that. Like I got to. Oh my god, what is happening? Catherine's
Oh,
screen is like bugging out.
I ruined it.
It's okay. You're good.
Wait, is it
We'll keep
still
going.
recording?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We'll get it in post. We'll get it in post. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Um, But yeah, so aside from my team losing and me feeling young, I've been doing really good. I've been continuing with my running journey, trying to train for this marathon in February. I actually ran my fastest half marathon yesterday. I ran it just over 2 hours, and just to date back, when I ran it back last February or last March with Jermaine, I ran it at like a 2:42, and my time was like a 2:08. Uh,
Mm.
so there's been much growth there. Really excited, and I would even argue that the course that I'm running now is harder than the one we did race day, where it was all flat. So I'm feeling really confident that if I went and attacked the next year, I could get under 2 hours, and I feel really good about myself. So I'm thinking about doing it. Not saying you guys have to join me, but I would appreciate the support if y'all came out to a DC to watch me run that. Um, Outside of that, just been working. Work's been busy, been hectic, been in the office a lot. I'll probably be in the office most of this week as well. It's just comes to the territory. We're trying to kick off new projects, trying to close it, wrap up some other ones. So, and the world's burning, literally. So, a lot going on there. So it's going to be a busy time for me, busy season. But winter's around the corner, my birthday's around the corner, and I got some vacation time to use. So hopefully I can take a couple weeks off to decompress and relax. But as I always say, happy life, happy wife. How you doing, Catherine?
I had a rough day today. Work
Mm.
was very stressful, and yeah, I got one of those surprise meetings from my manager today, so a lot of pressure. Um, yeah, not the best day, but it's just Monday, so I did yoga teacher training all weekend. I was feeling pretty good, a little zenned out, a little tired. Still in Charleston. Weather's beautiful. Yeah, that's about all I got. How you doing, Jermaine?
I'm doing good. Like I think I mentioned the last couple episodes that I've been on a roller coaster, and I think it was like I wouldn't say seasonal affect disorder. That's it. Sad. It's not sad. It was more like I was going through a moment, highs and lows and stuff. And this weekend, I was like, I'm dedicating this weekend solely to reorganize myself, declutter, and recenter myself. Did a lot of like cleaning, organizing, um, like donating a shit ton of stuff that I don't need. I did my Marie Kondo, bro. And let me tell you, my dad's like his love of hoarding is like in me because I'm like, bro, I can't even wear this. Like the last time I wore this shirt was like 5 years ago. I do still have my Weight Watcher shirt. I'm not getting rid of that yet. I'm keeping my Weight
The blue
Watcher
shirt.
shirt. The before and
Actually,
after, yeah, the blue one.
It probably fits you well now. You used to wear everything in a medium, so it probably fits you
Bro, I
perfectly.
saw so many smalls. I was like, bro, what was I trying? What was I thinking? Well, one, boy, you ain't built like that. And then, I'm gonna be honest with myself. Look, I appreciate the confidence that I had back then, but I was like 200 plus pounds with a small, and I was like, hey, nah, bro, it's tight. Like we wearing tight. It's in the season,
It's the
bro.
style. And he's like, hey, I'm strong out here. Like,
Your boy looking like Homer Simpson, like or Harold from Hey Arnold, bro. Like I was like, I can't,
his arms was like they wire around like the ham or
bro. I was like, my sleeves don't need to be longer; they need to be shorter, bro. Cut them off. Anyway, so I went through a lot. I had a lot of moments. I saw some drawings that I used to do back in the day, so I was like, made me want to go back to draw. Books that I had, and photos I found of just like or collections of stuff that I gathered over the years, and I put them in the right place. And I'm like, damn, I need a scrapbook because these are like good moments. I found our B3 bracelet a couple of weeks ago. Still got that, and I put that in like I organized it, and I have it like right in like my what is it, like jewelry box area stuff. So I'm like, that meant something. So yeah, just like going through it, just meditating, centering myself for a week, I feel like a lot better. I confided actually last week. Martin came. That was the start of the high, and then he kind of put me on that train to just continue on the like uplifting myself. So I want to first say thank you, and Catherine, you've also been an influence on me as well to get out of this dark time. So thank you all. Like, and this is like a PSA announcement, guys. If you're going through something, it's not there forever. You'll get over it. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It'll take some time, but you will get through it. And if you have family, friends, things that give you life, do those things because those things are gonna help you get to that point.
is it weird that the song that came to my head is like, I know it hurts sometimes, but you'll get over it. Got other lights. You'll get over it. Like that was
Like,
a perfect song. You need to play that in the background while you're giving your spiel because it was so perfect.
look, man, I'm trying to get myself to become a delegate because these motherfuckers don't want to run the Congress. Anyway, so with that, we're gonna come with you guys and brighten your day or week or whatever. Like when you listen, hopefully you can hear this. We're gonna be talking about some funny shit, some tough stuff. But today we're talking about stereotypes. But before we do that, we're talking about stereotypes. Look, disclosure, if you haven't seen the video, if you see the video, you know. If you don't know me, I am a black man. So this so
All right, let's talk about it.
let's
You're
talk
black.
about that. But
I'm
before
black.
that, we gotta
Catherine's
get our
not.
drink on. So today I'm drinking something heavy. I'm drinking a peaty scotch.
Oh.
Because I said it's fall, so I want to. If I'm drinking something, I want one to burn, and I also want to taste charcoal in my mouth. So with that, I have this bottle. It's called Oban. It is a single malt Scotch whiskey from the. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this word, man.
You got it, bro.
Along the shores of the Lorne lies a record man for ancient than in any city of the land. The first settler. Okay, it's a Scotch,
Can I
bro.
get
It's from
subtitles? Can I
Scotland.
get subtitles, please?
I can't. I wanted to do that. I don't have a Scottish accent. I found out I'm Irish, so I can't do a
Oh, you
Scottish.
Black Irish?
I'm Black Irish. Yeah,
On your mom's side or your dad's
my dad's side, bro. I'm like 25% Irish.
side? Yeah, explains your tolerance, and it also explains why you get sloppy drunk in October.
Exactly. We're not going to experience that. So I'm drinking this. It is a very good Scotch. It should be because I spent so much money on it, but I would definitely give this a 8.5. I still like oh God, oh my God, Macallan. Lord, I still like Macallan a lot more than this, but I wanted something peaty. Macallan's not as peaty; it's more smooth. So this is in the middle between Macallan. Macallan's like lighter. This is in the middle. Next drink, I'm getting something like that's gonna like kill me. So I want it basically like I'm drinking like a cigar smoke. So that's
Sir,
that's the goal.
sir, who hurt you? You
No,
went
I
from
just
like I want things to burn to something that's gonna kill me. Like I thought we were on this high
I am
positive
on a
trajectory.
high.
You just
Bro,
being a
like
realist, right?
I eat spicy food because it tastes good. Flavor doesn't have to hurt. It just sometimes hurt. But that's why I like this and all that. But that's what I'm drinking. How about you, Martin? What are you drinking?
I'm sending you an e-hug right now. Like I feel like you need someone to hold you.
I'm fine. It's just scotch, bro. I'm an old man. I'm finally Ron Burgundy.
If there's one thing I learned from dating women is when they say they're fine, they're not fine. So Javane, I don't think you're
Send help.
Right.
Send help.
I'm fine and I want my drink to kill me.
Right.
That's why I was drinking mezcal. I was like, man, I want
It's,
that
it's, it's,
smoky stuff.
it's a
No,
cry
I
for
know.
help.
That's
We understand it.
right.
We'll talk about it off the pod if you really want to save space. But feel free to open up so our fans can hear if you have something going on. But we're going to move on to my drink. So I'm too bevy today. So I don't know why I still have this. But this is my commander's gear. It's filled with water because I gotta hydrate in these times, especially because it's sober October. I mean, I'm not sober all month. I'm just sober today. So,
Oh my
being
god.
sober, I have a non-alcoholic drink with me today, and I actually got into the lab and made my own concoction. So this is called a beach breeze. It has pineapple juice, cranberry juice, lime juice, and I actually got a little fancy with it and put some tangerine juice. Did you guys know you could buy tangerine juice? Because it was the first time I heard of it.
No. I never do
I,
that.
I didn't, but I want to know what's the white stuff on top of your drink.
Good question. I'm trying to find that myself because I just shook it. I put it in a shaker with ice and I just shook it vigorously. So I think it's just all the sugar just foamed up because there was so much sugar in there. From all the, I guess, stuff, or maybe the acid from the lime juice, maybe caused the bubbles. I don't know, but it has a lot of head on it, and it hasn't dissipated. So it looks like an egg white. So we're gonna say we got some egg in there too. We're gonna just say we frothed a little bit of egg and put it in the drink. Um, so I made it over the weekend, but I didn't have the tangerine juice in it. Oh, it's a tangerine peach juice. Sorry, tangerine
Oh,
peach.
okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but maybe that's what did it because they didn't do this last time. Anyway, really good drink, really refreshing. I feel like I'm at the beach. I miss the beach. I'm thinking about going to the beach for my birthday yet again. It just feels right. Um, like a cruise, like I did the cruise 2 years ago. I'm thinking
That's
about
fair.
doing something like that again because it was just really relaxed. Was it last year?
Last year.
No, 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 2 years. Two, 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. Because I turned 32. And I
Fuck.
turned, you know, I'm not on Yachty level yet. I'm getting there though. How's 32 treating y'all, by the way? No, let me stop getting off topic. Let me get off topic. It's a really good drink for a non-alcoholic drinker. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. It has all the flavor. The only thing it's missing is like a little club soda or some seltzer, just to get that little bubbles to make you feel like you're drinking. But
There's
otherwise,
bubbles right there.
but these are different type of bubbles. These are fake bubbles. They're faux bubbles. But 9 out of 10. Catherine, what you drinking?
I am drinking a glass of rosé tonight. It's just really cheap Trader Joe's rosé, uh, because work hurt me. So,
At least you're being honest and candid about it, whereas Jermaine
yeah.
is hiding behind the mask of McAllen or not McAllen.
Not Macallan. It's Oban.
Okay.
Yeah, really light, refreshing, just rosé. I'll give it tonight. It's a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Tonight,
Okay.
tonight, tonight.
Tonight, because today.
10 out of 10.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, with all our drinks here, we're gonna be talking about stereotypes. So I
Yeah.
don't know how we're gonna get into this, but I guess we should start with the definition. If you don't know what stereotypes is, um, I guess look, I'm gonna bring up Wiki because I
If you don't
trust
know what a
Wiki.
stereotype is, you're definitely one of them.
I'm
No
done
matter
with
who
it.
you are, whatever you look like, you are a stereotype. You just don't know which ones relate to you. And we can tell you. We're going to break them down for you in this episode. And we're going to try our best to skirt a line of not getting canceled. At least I'm going to try not to, because I'm probably the one who's going to get canceled.
Oh
But
God.
listen on to find out if we get canceled. What's the definition of a stereotype?
Jesus Christ. All right. The definition of a stereotype is a generalized belief about a particular group of people. It is an expectation that people might have about every person of a particular group. So that's the blanket statement of a stereotype. I feel it's pretty accurate. I feel like it's pretty accurate. It's as like I said off the top of the episode, as a black man, you know, you get fuck. We talked about this in preferences versus preferences, but there's each group has a specific stereotype. And
Uh-oh.
as a black man, one of them is like, all right, I'm not gonna put the elephant in the room. I'll say I like eating watermelon, right? Or we eat fried chicken, right? That's a stereotype.
Jermaine,
Or
I have a question. Do
BBC.
all black men have big black counterparts?
I mean, stop. Look, listen, I can't speak to all
Hey.
black men. Okay, I can only speak for myself, and you know, I'm just average, man. I'm just an average dude. You know, it's whatever. I don't think anyone should know this except my future wife. I don't or my past or future partners. Anyways, that is at the back. All I'm saying is that's like an example of a stereotype. Some can be, like you said, flattering. Some can be not so flattering. Specific on the stereotype. So I don't know. Like I guess like how do you want to break down the stereotypes? Like what type of stereotypes they are, and then we can kind of get into more like why people have done stereotypes and what we think.
Well, I don't know why people. Well, I don't know why all the stereotypes. I mean, speaking to some of the ones that I fall under. I mean, people see me. I can speak to one in particular. I was on a flight. It was like
Oh
cross
God.
flight. We were flying to England, and you know they have like a fish dish and a chicken dish they serve you, and everyone they asked people. It was mostly predominantly white people, English people on the flight. And she was like, fish or chicken, fish or chicken, fish or chicken to everybody. It came to me, she was like, chicken or fish? And I was like, why'd you switch the order? Like you said. And I was like, I mean, like, I'm going to pick the chicken, but now I feel like I got to get the fish because I don't want to be lumped in with these other black people who are also getting the chicken. So then I'm just sitting there thinking, like, man, I really don't want the fish. I really don't want.
Oh no, not the conflict of interest, bro. Like
It's like the hard part with stereotypes is that you try to like step outside of the stereotype just to say you don't conform with these things and you're not this thing. When deep down, sometimes it's just ingrained in you, kind of like your dad with the hoarding and how you have it in you now. For me, black people, most of us, because we're not a monolith, we like chicken, specifically fried chicken. Now they didn't have fried chicken on the flight. It was just a baked chicken that was unseasoned that I probably should have just went and got the freaking
fish, right?
But in that scenario, you know, I had a stereotype that I was looking at, and you know, sometimes it just makes you act differently. Like you
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
like
to get into the stereotype.
it's like a weird experience that you have where it's like you said that moment where you have to make a choice. Like, all right, another example was I went to one of my friends' family's baby shower. Like it was a baby's party, right? And majority, I was literally the only black man there. It was like Asian, Hispanic, not Asian. It was Asian and white. It was just Asian and white people there, and like one Hispanic person, and some like a Pacific Islander. Only black person there. So like when they brought watermelon out, like I was like, I can't get this, man. I wanted more. I was like, but I can't. I can't be the first one to get it. Right? I was like, I'm not gonna do that because. But I'm like, but all the other fruit is mint. Like they got cantaloupe and what is the other one? Honeydew. I'm
Like
like,
honeydew. Yeah.
what is this, bro? I was like, I'll eat the grapes. I'll, I'll eat the grapes. I'll be safe. I'll eat the grapes. And then when someone else went to get the watermelon, then I was like, all right, now I can go. I ain't want to be the first one to go there. So yeah, man. Like, but like you said, the fries, like everyone likes more. A lot of people like watermelon, and that's the crazy part. People like watermelon. Everyone, it doesn't matter. Like watermelon. Likes right, except you. You don't like watermelon.
I hate watermelon. Honestly, anytime I see someone grab watermelon, I get disgusted.
It's so crazy though. Why do you think that we're like afraid to be grouped in a stereotype?
Hmm.
I think I think it's because there are the jokes that come along with the stereotypes. It's just like, oh, look at that black guy eating that fried chicken. Like, of course he's gonna get that. Like, it's just like this constant. Uh, I don't know. You just don't want to feed into the norms that society has placed upon you.
Right.
Because like I'm thinking I can think of like two specific stereotypes that I get really afraid of being grouped into, and like I'm just wondering like I don't know. I'm questioning everything now. Like why am I afraid of being grouped
May
into
I
them?
ask what is the one of the stereotypes that you're afraid of?
Well, one of them right now, since I'm going through yoga teacher training, is like the like yo
sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to
I
laugh.
didn't even think about that.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
You guys are so mean.
No, no, no. It wasn't you. It
See,
wasn't
It's
you.
now
me.
you guys answered my question actually, because yeah,
No,
being
no,
the
I
butt
didn't know.
of
I
a
didn't know.
joke,
I didn't know which
being
way you were gonna go with it, so I was just curious. Which
which one I was gonna wait, what are my other
there,
options
there are
here?
stereotypes that come. There's stereotypes that come with yoga teachers.
No, no, no,
So,
wrong.
which stereotype do you think you're gonna fall into? Are you worried that you're gonna be lumped into?
No, I mean there it's like a stereotypical thing, and I've talked a lot about it some like throughout the training, but because I'm worried about like yeah, obviously there's a lot of privilege associated with it, and like I'm worried about not recognizing that. Um, but I
Now,
started
now,
doing this. Oh, I started doing this just for my own like healing journey. I was like, something's got to work, and so I was doing it not to teach yoga, but to like to work on myself. But there's a huge stereotype that comes along with it when you like tell people.
I don't know okay, I can be completely wrong because when you said yoga and I never thought about a yoga stereotype. There's like a laundry list because you said stereotype for yoga. One thing I can think of, immediate thing that came to my mind I was like, what would Catherine look like with dreadlocks? And I don't know if that's what made me laugh because I was thinking more like hippie type thing, like but I was like, that's not really because you were like, I'm afraid, and I'm like, is she afraid she's gonna get dreads, bro? And I'm like, nah, bro, don't do it, Catherine. I'll be the one to tell you don't do it, but I wouldn't think that as that's a negative towards like yoga teacher. What I would think is like a like Bali like girl like with the like her always carry her yoga mats and like always like, but that's not a yoga teacher. So I'm like confused. I just thought either dreads or like yoga mom that
and
has so much money.
and to piggyback
Google it.
off of that. I didn't
All
think
right.
that. I never thought about the privilege that comes associated with yoga. I thought about the privilege that came associated with like winter sports. Like someone's like, and a lot of times people say like, "You've never snowboarded before? You've never skied?" I'm like, I don't have ski and snowboard money. So thinking about it in that capacity, it's like, oh, okay, well, if you have time to take a yoga training course that costs X amount of dollars, there's some privilege that comes along with that to be certified in yoga teacher training. But that's like a deep rabbit hole that I have to climb down to come to that conclusion. It just seems like it's something that you'd want to do for, you just want to become a yoga teacher. I think there's two stereotypes that I had in mind that are probably wrong. It's probably a bias. It's definitely a bias. It's not probably, it's definitely a bias. So the first thing I think of when someone's like, "Oh, I want to be a yoga teacher," and you kind of alluded to this a little bit, is that they're trying to figure themselves out. They don't know what they want to do. I think they're still like in the process of like learning about themselves, learning what they want to do with their life, like just trying to figure it all out. The second one I have, which is a little less nice, is for the streets. All right, now hear me out.
Is that for the streets? Not for the streets.
I was having a conversation with Millie. Shout out to Millie, and we were joking about this. She thinks I'm completely wrong, so I just want to put that out there so she's not lumped in with my ignorance. But there are certain professions that I think are for the streets, and obvious one. You got your RNs. You know, like these are stereotypes that we hear. We're just like, oh, you're red, like red flag. Like I'm not talking to you. Teachers, red flag. Not like there are some red flags. Like I mean, I'm not in the dating world. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. So I just have my mind just wanders and just thinks like, oh yeah, this is what it is. I don't know. Have you met a teacher or a nurse that wasn't lumped in with? I mean, I don't know any yoga teachers. I just lumped you in because I thought it was funny. But
No,
um,
you're right though. Like that is a
They for the
stereotype.
streets? Hey yo, where the nearest
Um,
yoga studio?
well, I knew it was something going on when my boy Charles started doing yoga. I was like, what's going on? What's going on here? Because I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, they're no, and that's one comment away from cancellation.
Oh god.
But uh, so was that the second stereotype that you were thinking of, Catherine, when you were talking about being a yoga instructor?
No.
Or is there a different one that you didn't speak on?
no, I was just saying like I was trying to figure out why we're like scared of being stereotyped.
Mm.
Hmm.
I
But then
think I think it's like because, and I can just speak on me and like the people that I've met that have been stereotyped when it was like completely wrong. Like, not like I mean like the black. It's because I feel like it's putting you in a bucket, and it's like it's separating you from you. And if you are like, it makes you. I don't want to say an object, but kind of like it makes you not your full self. It's like, hey, you're this, so therefore you should act like this. Like, and it can be like race or religion or profession based. It's like this assumption of you. But we already talked about like in the past, like in past episodes, like you are a collection of things. You're not just one thing. So when someone sees me, it's like, oh, you're a black dude. Another stereotype of black men, which I've gotten this from past like relationships and stuff, mainly with the parents, is like I'll be abusive, and that's not something I want to like be a part of. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not that, but it's like they see this stuff on TV or whatever, or they hear from things, and that's when it puts you in a box. Um, but on the different end, like a guy like you were talking about, like downloading the dating app and stuff, you see a guy with a fish in his hand, you already stereotyping. You're like, hey yo, my man. First of all,
He's a
eat his
provider.
fish.
He's
He's
a
a
provider.
provider.
no, why is that everyone's go-to picture? Like why? Why?
I can hunt and gather for you. Like I can do this. Imagine what I can do. I can do this with a rod. Imagine what else I can do with a rod. Boom,
Boom,
bro. Write
roasted.
that in somebody's bio. I swear to getting swipes.
Look, they'll get laughed at, and then they're like,
It might be a little cringe. It might be a little cringe.
"What does that give you the ick, Catherine? If you saw
Uh,
that, like, okay, all right. So
yeah,
can you elaborate on the stereotypes or the pictures that you saw on your time on the dating app when you made your profile?
worst experience ever. Just start out with that. But it was interesting because like I don't know. Actually never ever used them, and I really did not enjoy using it. Um, but I do feel like I've been part of the experience now, so I can talk about it. But
Oh. I'm
There
now
is
curious of why you didn't like it.
there is a thing about like looking at it and you're reading like I don't know, backgrounds, where someone's from, political views,
Mm,
like in like 2 seconds you're automatically categorizing that person and being like yes or no. I don't know. There's just like so much more than you read that and you are stereotyping them.
that's true.
And
That's
especially
true.
certain, yeah.
No, no, continue. I'm sorry.
No, just like those words, and then you see like pictures and especially like themes of people holding a fish, or I don't know. Just like
Well, one of the themes that we talked about last episode that I'm thinking of that's like prominent in my mind. We were talking about Love Is Blind last week, and one of the people in the show's name's JP, and every scene you saw him with an American flag themed something on, and the stereotype or the bias that I get, I'm like, oh, that's like crazy conservative Republican, like
Hmm.
I have never had that much pride in a country in America.
Right.
Anyone wearing American flag, anything, I'm like, okay. But my mind typically goes to like the extreme, to where I'm like, okay, that's a MAGA Republican. That's like the deep, like racist, like anything. Anytime I see someone with a patriotic
Mm,
flag, thing, I just think race. It's horrible. I know it's not 100% accurate. I'm sure there are some, but it's not the extreme. And I think our mind tends to go to the extremes. Like you said, when you were dating, they see a black man like, oh, you're going to be abusive
right.
because the extreme that they think of when they think of black
Now,
people.
it wasn't the women I was dating, it was the parents because their stereotypes from back then kind
Okay.
of seeps in. You know, it wasn't my partner. They probably had the modern day, you know, and they're like,
And
hey,
that makes
yo,
more sense because they
he
wouldn't
like
be.
fried chicken got BBC, so I'm down.
We're woke. We don't expect that of you.
Right, exactly.
Okay. I thought I had something going, but no. I'm like, okay, that hurt my feelings
So I
now.
do have a question. When you so some stereotypes is just like I don't know the difference between implicit or explicit. I'm not an English major or good at English at all. I'm a math dude. So I'm just gonna say it like a dum dum. It's either it's either
Implicit.
uh stereotypes based on things that you can't either things you can't change or things that you made a choice of. Let's say you're a certain ethnicity or have a certain culture or you have a certain religion, right? There's stereotypes based on that, and then there's things that you have control of. Let's say perfect stereotype, you see a guy in a pickup truck with huge wheels and it's like up, and I'm like, my man got a small dick. I already know, bro. What are you trying to prove? That's an immediate stereotype to me. He could be hung like the day is long, but to me, I'm just like, what do you got to prove? Dudes with muscle cars with obnoxious
Like loud engines.
engines. I'm like, bro, your stroke game is bad. I know, bro. I know you don't, but that's my stereotype goes there. So, do you think people make that conscious decision when they have things that they have control of that they're making that like the dude that holding the fish, right? What like they're like putting it's things you put yourself in a box. You're like you said you're worried about the yoga thing and stuff like that. Do you think and Martin said, do you think people purposely do that or is it like a pride thing? I don't think the yoga thing is that because I'm reading the stereotypes and I'm like, I could be wrong. We'll get this in post and after the pod. But do you think like with the American flag, like they know this? Like, oh man, I love America and therefore I'm gonna do this. Do they see that it's a signal? It's a signal. It's signaling. Like a signal that you don't know, but it's also a filter. Like you'll be like, oh, okay, well, I love America. I want my partner to love America. I want them to know I got the blue line matter pickup truck, and it's a deterrent. So it's like a signaling, right?
It's a deterrent to some, but it's also something that other people might look at and be like, yes, that's the type of man or woman that I want.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's
Depends. If you run around with a swastika, then
it's
bro, I'm
everything.
done. I ain't messing with you. Like,
Yeah, everything is subjective. Like for me, when I see that, I just think, "Oh God, you're gonna come at me." Like our boy Stevie, he had like a flag on his sleeve. He, I'm just name dropping everybody today, but like he had a flag on his sleeve on one time we were over there, and I was just like, I always knew you were racist. I can I can say that jokingly. Like I know he's not. We're all multicultural. His wife is Mexican, so it's like definitely not true. But it's just funny to me. I guess it could still be true. You're right.
bad check. He was like, wait, I have black friends.
Oh, I can't be racist. Look,
It is this, but that's another good point with like stereotypes, right? If you're like stereotyping people,
but it takes one. It takes one small thing that you see about somebody. You're just like, oh, that's who they are. Kind of similar to what Catherine was saying with the dating apps. It's like, oh, you see one thing and you know this person just off reading their bio. You're like, this is who they are. When there are nuances to people and everyone is their own individual person.
right? And I wonder because I want to hear your thoughts, Catherine, too. But I wonder if stereotyping is very prevalent in multicultural societies or states or whatever versus like monoculture. Like you got England, like England, U.S., France. I guess France. I didn't know France had black people until Martin went there.
Bro, there's niggas in Paris for real. It's crazy.
but like Canada and stuff, like in these like pockets, or is it as prevalent, or is it just like more like class disparities? Because I guess it is. You can be like, oh, this dude wearing cargo shorts, my man got no money, so you can make signals.
Is that where that goes to for
I
you?
don't know. I'm just thinking like if you're in Midwest, let us know if you're in Detroit in the Midwest and y'all
Detroit.
listen to the podcast.
If you're in Detroit specifically, if you live on the other side of 8 Mile.
If you live on the other side of 8 Mile or Wisconsin, if you live in Wisconsin, how many black people there? I want to know. I want to know.
No, but I think you do have some. You do make a point there, though, because you mentioned people growing up with people who look similar to them, and the only thing that they see about other races, other cultures, other religions are what they see on TV. And if you're watching the news is out there to kind of scare you. It's like fear
Mhm.
tactics to keep you in line. I mean, that's my personal take on media, the liberal media.
No, we're not the media. We're not gonna say look.
No,
Do
no, the
not
media.
associate with what's the fucking dude name? Not Joe Rogan.
Is it Alex Jones? That's his name.
Alex Jones. Yeah, we do not associate Alex Jones. I'm getting that right now.
But no, like I think that when you grow up with people who are similar to you, like I hadn't met a white person until I went to college. So like my thoughts of going to college was white people are all crazy. And then the first white person I met, he was like, "Here, have a jalapeno and eat it." And I'm like, "I don't know you, dude. Why are you handing?" No, it's a habanero. He just handed me a
Habanero.
habanero. He's like, "Hey, dude, let's eat this." Anyway, all that to say is that I built up this negative thought about white people. I guess negative, but I just thought that they're crazy, and that stereotype carries through a lot of black comedy. It's like, oh man, black people would never do this. Why would white people do this? And it's just it's comedic. It's funny to talk about. And I think that some stereotypes can be funny, but also some stereotypes can be negative. And I wanted to give Catherine a chance to talk. She wanted to say something earlier, and I totally started talking. So
No, I forgot what I was going to say. That was actually really interesting. And I hadn't thought about like the whole premise of comedy is basically making fun of stereotypes. And yeah, that's actually really interesting. And it is funny, but like when you're at the butt of the joke and it's not stand-up comedy, like when I said the yoga teacher thing and both of you guys laughed, I had this like gut feeling of like being embarrassed. And I guess
really?
that, yeah, which I'm obviously not. I love you guys and I'm not embarrassed by it. But there was a moment of being like feeling vulnerable and like being embarrassed about who you are. And I guess that's at the core of like why stereotypes are hurtful,
Yeah.
uh,
I
but
I
also
think
funny.
yeah, I think with comedy, and I think that's like a really good way to like the comedy kind of shines a light on stereotypes. May it be you making fun of your own stereotype or making a joke about another a person's stereotype out of not in a malicious way, but calling out stereotypes in a funny way because you realize how ridiculous it is. And I think that's where when to talk back about what you said earlier, why we don't want to be fit in these boxes is because we don't want to fit in these boxes because we know it's ridiculous and we're trying to save face. Right, we're trying to be this person that we don't want other people to see. Like, oh man, I don't want to get the watermelon from the table, or I can't say I want fried chicken from Popeyes, even though everyone in this world, if you like meat, eats fried chicken, bro. Unless you can't eat fried chicken because of oil, whatever. But it's that type of thing, and then comedy shines a light on it as long as it's not malicious. You know, like I had a friend, and also you some things you can't say. I had a friend, he was from Jewish descent, and he made a lot of jokes about his Jewishness, and I'm like, and he was like, "Sure, you can say it." I was like, "Bro, I'm not saying it because that gives you the right to say some things about me, and I don't want that. I don't want that." But he laughed it off because he was like, "It's ridiculous." Like he kept saying, "It's ridiculous. Why do I care?" Because these are things that stereotypes were based on to bring people down versus lift them up.
And
You
that's,
know,
I was gonna quickly say, just for the listeners out there, that we talked before we started recording about the difference between stereotype and bias, and we're like intentionally focusing just on stereotype and not bias. Because I mean, there definitely is a point where stereotype becomes toxic and leads to bias and actually really does act like hurt people. So we're sticking strictly to stereotypes on this episode.
yeah, I agree with that. Martin, did you want to say something? That's like you had like a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Popeye's fried chicken, and as of like 2:30 p.m. today, I had some Popeye's chicken, so I felt at
Hey, which one did you get? Was it bussin'? Was which
it
one
was
was?
it was so good. I got the tenders with the mac and cheese, and you order on Uber Eats, so they give you like free wings to go with it. It was a lot of chicken wings, and I feel disgusting now because we're doing an episode on stereotypes, and I was like, I'm gonna try hard not to be. Meanwhile, Darky went and got some
Yeah,
Popeyes.
you got about. Look, all right, look. This is and I'm gonna challenge y'all if y'all haven't seen this. If you have it, like you can get streaming. Watch Undercover Brother. It was it was show stereotypes and how ridiculous they were, and the most funny, lighthearted way possible. And me and my friends still have quotes to this day from Undercover Brother.
Bro, I
But
still
like
don't
that's
touch
like what
mayonnaise. I don't touch mayonnaise.
I don't touch mayonnaise because of Undercover Brother. But like Catherine said, we wanted to make this like really like we wanted to talk about stereotypes and talk about our experiences with stereotypes. And why is that? But we wanted if you guys want to hear about biases and unconscious bias, I think it's unconscious biases and stuff. Y'all want to hear us talk deeper into that? Let us know. Um, you guys want to add anything else before we wrap it up?
I'll let you
Oh,
know my second.
okay.
I'll let you know my second stereotype that I'm scared of, only because you already know it, and I'm being vulnerable.
Okay.
Martin makes fun of me for this all the time.
Oh God, you're making me have to be this horrible person.
No, I like Taylor Swift, and I'm very scared of
Oh my! Wait, what's the negative? What's the? Is it because they like
being
Taylor Swift?
being
Oh no, that's
stereotyped
the
as a
girl. Taylor
Swiftie.
Swift's the girl that's dating Travis Kelsey.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know who
okay.
she was either.
Bro, all right. I got the bone.
All
Before
right.
we get into this, I want to talk about this Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift. This man has no right to be in so many goddamn commercials. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, all right, you with State Farm now? Since when? Experience? John Cena took a bow? Oh, it's because your girl. Oh, okay. Now
No,
Nintendo.
no, 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 no.
He was
He's the
bet money
best
he gonna
tight
be the
end
face of
in
Madden
NFL
next year.
history. the best tight end in NFL history. And then
TJ
all of a
Watt.
sudden, this random girl who's doing something called Errors Tour, whatever, he like meets her and then puts her on the map. Now she's on all these football games. They're painting the cameras to this random girl. Like, he totally made her.
You know why they didn't put Taylor Swift on it? Because and Travis Kelce instead? Because Taylor Swift got other shit to do, and they were like, "Yo, we gotta keep this shit going." Hey, yo, bro, you going to all these goddamn commercials? I was so mad. I was like, "Since when, bro? The greatest of all time? Yeah, right. It's the Watt brothers." I'm leaving. Kind of
Yes,
shit.
guys. Guys, and if you would like to have any comments about how wrong Jermaine is, you want to talk about different stereotypes you've experienced, or you want to, just tell us you enjoyed the episode, you can find us at Unsolicited Counseling Podcast on Facebook, youadvicepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us at Unsolicited Counseling on Instagram and, what's the other one? YouTube. Oh,
YouTube.
shit.
I was
YouTube.
like, we're not on X. We're not
Yes,
on
I
X.
did a lot more talking than I usually do on the exit because Jermaine decided to take a leave of absence.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little salty, but yes, please, if you're watching on YouTube, please comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, like as always, guys, we love you guys. We're here for you guys. One drink at a time, one episode at a time. Be easy, y'all.
Latest.
Lights out.